boys and girls? Welcome to the SPA. We're all spad up around here. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is the direct male line descendant of Enzo Lamborghini, Michael Magas.
You warned me it was going to be about Lamborghini. I didn't know where you're going with that, and I approve. We are at Spa Francorchamps, as my wonderful co-commentator Byron has alluded to, and this is the multi-community super series with ESR, TUGAS and eSRA, unrelated communities that have just very, very similar acronyms for them. And we're wrapping up the qualifying here. It looks like we have a new face on pole, Mr. Anderson, or Andresen, pardon me. I don't know his first name. Don't know his first name, but he's up there. Alfonso Alexandre, Max Simmons, Rene Ermer, Luciano Ichazo, who you're looking at right now, is currently in 5th place, followed by Jamie Fordham, Romain Barthez, Bertrand Barrier, James Butler, and Mauricio Delgado, your top 10 in GT2. And in GT4, it is the Sim Racing Messiah, Jesus Huerta, leading the way from Tobias TH. I don't know your first name, Mr. Mark Ade. And then Adrakor, Zatoni, Rocco, solid last name.
Rocco, hey, get him, Rocco.
Lakshmi, Edmonds, Bellew, and Magas. And there we have some first names for some people. So it's Henrik Andresen, that helps. And we've got David Markday. And I was pretty sure that it was a double A for a Drekor, but I had spaced on his name there for a bit. But it's Arno. It's Arno. And you can see the other people there in the field: Glenn McKee, John Barker, David Fight, Magic Kaschuk, Vic Vega, Rick Martell, Cole McRae, Ricardo Costa, rounding off the 28-car field, which is divided into 11 GT2s and 17 GT4s. We got a little bit of warm-up here. We got some new names, but mostly familiar people from prior multi-community events. Guys who we have a reasonably solid feel for. I'll talk about the cars here real quick, just because, we got 5 minutes here of warm-up action. So the GT2s are, well, there is one of them right there, Alfonso Alexandre, in the Audi GT2 option. They are made by Audi as well as Porsche. This is a class that is relatively new to the GT discipline of racing. And they're very purpose-built, very manufacturer-supported cars. Very twitchy, though. Very slippery. And the GT4s are a little bit more customer-based, more mass-produced cars that happen to be relatively high-end. And what I'm saying is basically you could go buy a GT4 car. In theory, in fact, I do know someone who does own a GT4 car. There you
go. I knew somebody who owned 4 GTs.
That would be a GT car.
No, they're just very popular around wintertime.
So, looking forward to see what's going to happen here today. Have we updated the standings already, or can I talk about the championship implications here without spoiling the results?
It is implied that all championships will be achieved.
I mean, at some point, yes. I mean, actually, since there's only one round done, I can, even if the scoring's been updated, I can talk about it. So coming into today, your GT2 leader is Luciano Ichazo. He won at Hungaroring. And it was Pedro Magalhaes who won in the GT4 category. And sadly, Pedro is not here today. So we'll probably definitely have a new championship leader, because it would take someone winning today who did not score previously, and probably like the entire top 5 would have to be people who didn't score previously. I don't think there's enough of them to make that happen. So we will have a new championship leader, kind of regardless of who wins the GT4 category today.
So what about the GT7s?
So our top GT4 guy in the field today is Arno Adrakor. He had finished second at the Hungaroring. And also on the podium there was Jesus Huerta, and in the GT2 category it was Jamie Fordham and Max Simmons who got on the podium. So far, it's ESR Argentina leading the way in the GT2 category, and ESR leading the way in the GT4 category with Pedro Magas. Pedro's not my teammate this season. The Deuce Mag has been broken up.
Sounds like it's deuces.
The championship for the teams is currently being led by Esports Racing Argentina's duo of Matias Gonzalez and Luciano Echazo. And I believe second place, and this is all guesses because everything's been updated since, Max Simmons and Cole McRae, the maxed out McRacing Team Audi, which is a mouthful, but I kind of like that name because, I mean, you could shorten it to Mom Team Audi. There you go.
Your mom.
In fact, I'm gonna do that. You've left the door open, gentlemen, and I'm going to kick that ball right through the uprights.
Well, we can make if they're all sort of poorly, we can start making your mom so fat jokes.
I don't know. Your mom jokes lost a lot of appeal for me at some point.
I understand this.
Let's see who else is missing from the grid that was there at Hungaroring. So we got no Pedro today. No Alexander Simoes. No Mateus Gonzalez. No Steve Davidson. Steve Dave!
You tell him, Steve Dave.
No Zachary Wolf. And, oh, your favorite guy is not here. Mr. Grizzly is not here.
Grizzly Redwood.
I forget what his last name. I forget what his last name was now, but his first name was Grizzly.
I thought the last name was Grizzly.
No, I think it was the first name was Grizzly.
I don't know. And neither do you. All we know is that he is one grizzled MFer.
But he is missing. He has an interesting flag beside his name. He's from New Caledonia, apparently.
Jesus?
Which is no Grizzly. Which is interesting.
Grizzly Redwood from the Northwest Forests.
Jesus is from the great land of Peru, which has no real racing pedigree to talk about, to be honest.
But they do have cocaine.
I can't even think of a race car driver from Peru, actually. Not saying I can think of a race car driver from every country, because that is definitely not true. But it is a little bit rare to not be able to name anybody.
Are you forgetting the great racing champion Atahualpa?
I wonder why there's no one from Peru. I mean, obviously the economy of the country kind of is a big thing, but South America is very big into auto racing. You've got Venezuelans, Argentinians, Brazilians have all been in F1. A couple of Colombian drivers I can name too. So it's a bit weird that Peru is for lack of a better term, off limits in this regard. Anyways, the grid is formed up and we are ready to go here. This is the classic layout, so the first turn is Eau Rouge as opposed to La Source, which is what we're used to. And we are off, and there's been a couple of jump starts, and one of the cars appears not to have gotten away. The Monster Energy Porsche taking a little bit of abuse. One of those drive-through penalties for jumping the start is, in fact, me. So I have to hold my hat out.
You're fucking fired.
I need to work on the standing starts in RaceRoom since they enabled the jump start ability. Because it used to be you couldn't jump the start in RaceRoom. Now you can, which is a good thing. Puts a lot more craft into the start, but the cars rock a lot in leading you to feel like you are jumping the start, and then you take action to stop the jump start, and you end up jumping the start. So, gotta get my head around that still.
And
unfortunately.
You do this all while listening to Jump by Van Halen.
Oh, that's a good idea. Sebastian Bellew we are on board with in his BMW. He is behind Dracor. Also up there, Jesus Huerta, Tobias TH, and Marc Cadet. Or Marc Cadet. I'm not sure which. Probably Cadet. He is French. Bill going side by side with, I'm sorry I don't remember your first name. I know I used to know it. Rocco, who moves up in the top 5. Luciano Chazo, the championship leader in 4th place. Whoa! Max Simmons, very off the track. And somebody spinning horribly. It's one of the Porsches. We're looking for a Porsche that's dropping through the field. It's James Butler.
No.
James Butler to the back of the pack after getting spun out there. Not sure what happened to him. I can peel the curtain back here for a little bit. He was not happy about whatever happened. I believe his claim was that a yellow flag was not obeyed. And that is what ended up with him getting spun around. Glenn McKee has had an excellent start. He started 11th and is up to 4th place. He's having a great... Oh, I just caster cursed him as he spins around in the bus stop.
Why have you done this to him?
Tobias TH in 2nd place. And Bertrand Barrier going down the wrong pit lane. And I think McKee just spun again. Yeah, he did. He's in the wall again. I feel like Glenn McKee is taking your advice a little bit too seriously, Byron, with the put him in the wall, and he's putting himself in the wall. You're supposed to put other people in the wall, Glenn. Just to be clear.
Well, I mean, you know, do what you can.
Ariel Zatoni going side by side with Bellew. Bellew's getting dropped back through the order quite a bit as a couple of cars hit into the pits to serve their drive-through penalties. Oh, you know what I think happened? So Bertrand Barrier, we saw there off the track near the other pit entrance. He is one of the cars that got a drive-through penalty for jumping the start. I think he went to the wrong pit entrance to try to serve his penalty.
Well, I mean, what you got to do is go in the exit, and then you loop back around and go across the start line. That's how that works.
Well, there's a couple of barriers in the way, which, I mean, Bertrand Barrier would know a thing or two about those barriers. As we pick up Mauricio Delgado. I'm a little surprised Mauricio went for the GT2 category. It's the more difficult category to drive. It's the it's definitely the more demanding car. And I don't mean this in any way as disrespect to Mauricio, but it was a little bit surprising to see a man of his ESR rating go for the GT2 category. As we check out Arno Dracor in the Total BMW. Running in behind Tobias TH at the moment.
Dracor Noir.
Jesus Huerta in the lead. And it's Royce Rocco. There we go. We have a name.
Royce Rocco.
Or I suppose it's Royce Rocco, because
It's Royce Rocco.
he's probably not Brazilian.
He is now.
You are now. Royce Rocco.
Royce Rocco up in this bitch. You are now double H.
For those unaware, the Brazilian R tends to be pronounced as an H. So, Royce, Henzo, Hyen, Half. I'm just naming Gracies at this point.
I got you to get the 2x4, so I'll go down to the Hona.
Dixon, Horian. Both of those names infinitely more amusing when they're pronounced in the Brazilian fashion.
Correct.
John Barker looking to make a move on the Lotus of Martin Edmonds. Battle of the ESR primary admins. John, of course, handles the technical side of things with the website, and Martin is the head honcho at ESR.
That's none of those are spelled with R's, by the way.
Cole McRae off the track.
Now you've got everybody trying to figure out if you'd spelled Red Rancho or
No. Generally speaking, I do pronounce my R's as R's. It's only when I'm addressing the Brazilians that it comes out with the H sound.
Just don't put it on your Brazilian
battle for the
accent
lead
while
here.
watching Cowboys games from like 10 years ago.
That's true.
It gets awkward. It gets super awkward.
It gets real awkward. Dracor and Tobias TH have both caught up to Jesus Huerta. And the battle for the GT4 lead is joined. Looked like for a while there that Huerta was going to squeal free a little bit, but not the case now. They're right with him, and not too far back it is Royce Rocco and Ariel Zatoni. Martin Edmonds in 6th, followed by Mark Cadet. Oh, Tobias off. And that will give a Dracor 2nd place. Not sure what happened there with Tobias. And a Dracor is going very slowly. Is he damaged? Just lost a bunch of spots
chill,
there.
Man. Okay, what's with all the pressure? Just let the man relax.
Either that or he was giving Tobias the spot back. I just noted that Tobias is the last car to have overtaken him. May have been playing the gentleman's card. You put someone off the track, you let him rejoin ahead of you, and I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. I feel like you might be actually just better off eating the penalty. Although I guess it depends on what the penalty would be.
That would be death. I
didn't see what happened, so I can't really comment if he was even really in error there.
Right to jail.
Further back, Martin Edmonds in a battle with Mark Cadet. They're fighting over, doing some math here real quick, 6th place in the GT4 category. Let's check out Max Simmons, as he and Roman Barthez are looking to overtake. That's a lapped car. Okay, so that's by process of elimination. I believe that is Alfonso Alexandre that they are lapping. So he is found himself very early on here off the lead lap and regretting life choices at this point. Maybe.
Alfonso Alejandro Estrada.
Someday, we're going to run into someone with the last name Estrada during these commentaries, and it's going to be fun.
I would like it to be Esteban Estrada.
That, or do you want to run into that, or do you want to find a Cueto?
I mean, I'm good for both, but I don't think combined would be for the best. I need separation of the jokes.
No, I'm just saying, like, which one would you prefer? If you could only have one, either an Estrada or a Cueto, what would the choice be?
I mean, I feel like an Estrada or Esteban would lead to many like further and wider jokes, but the Cueto would be very specific. And we've said the name a few times. If you know, you know.
Very unique.
It's a very unique name, and I feel like we've said it's if you know, you know, and if you do know, please leave a comment. We would be very interested to know if you know.
Indeed. Saw another interview, by the way, with Dario, talking about his interest in continuing the pro wrestling.
I'm interested in his interest.
Indeed.
Somebody signed that to wrestle Luchasaurus. Or to manage Lucha Express, Jungle Express, whatever the fuck that is. What are they? They have a name, don't they? Those guys?
Yeah, Jungle Express.
Is it Jungle Express? All right.
Tobias TH trying to work his way past Ariel Zatoni here in the Black Lotus. Gets the job done, back up into 3rd place. And I think Arno Dracor will probably make short work of him as well. Picking up Max Simmons here in 5th place. He's lost a spot to Rene Ermer since we last checked in with him. Ermer up into 4th place. I think it was Ermer that did not get a very good launch. He was basically stationary at the start and I think got hit. But the car seems to have continued without particular problem. We do have a mandatory pit stop here in today's race. When the window opens up, you got to take at least 2 tires. And of course, that leaves the ever-present question of, do you take 2 or do you take 4 tires? And we'll see which direction they go. Probably a little bit of fuel as well, I'd imagine. This is a 90-minute race, and I don't... lots of cars spinning, and a very beat-up... I'm drawing a blank on his first name. Stephen Bellew, there you go. Very beat up there. And one of the GT2s was also spinning around. It looks like it might have been Bertrand Barrier, because he's dropped down. Someone else in the wall there. It was a red car. Tobias TH.
I know that they have a lot of laundry to do with the spa, but you don't need to contribute to the spin cycle, alright?
The spin cycle handles itself, boys.
I mean, I'm not opposed. This is actually entertaining. From like it's jump cutting from spin to spin to spin to spin at this point. So I mean, it's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
But at some point,
another one off. That's Rene Irmer. So we were just talking about how Irmer had found his way up in the top 5. Well, he's not there anymore because he spun off. Looks like that might have been Malady or Ravage that he spun off at. David Fight. Running behind John Barker.
Are these strippers you're naming? I don't know.
No, these are the corners I'm naming.
Oh.
I don't think I ever ran into a stripper named Ravage. I did actually run into one named Malady though. So
there you go. That does. I mean, would not recommend.
Hey! Another spin.
Bruh, the nosedive unnecessary. I know it's getting dark outside early and maybe you're missing some serotonin, but bro, nose first into the wall is not the way.
This is a bit rough here. Ricardo Costa has made his way up into 11th place now. There's Arno Adracor chasing down Ariel Zatoni. Looked like he was going to get through Zatoni pretty quickly, and that's not really happened. Still working on it now. One of the Mercedes is there. David Marquette running in 5th place. I think he's the top Mercedes in the field. He is indeed. Actually, only 2 Mercedes in the field, just him and Vic Vega. Not the most popular car. Cole McRae, who stole my livery. You dick.
That's all right. He can have it.
Yeah, I found
I
found a black and green one to replace it with.
But I thought you were all about that black and yellow with you and your Steelers. Welcome to Days of Our Steelers.
Welcome to
you gotta fucking enjoy that with the U-Tree videos. If you're not down with Days of Our Steelers while watching U-Tree, I mean, you got problems.
It's true. But I still don't like the Steelers.
That's why Days of Our Steelers is so good. You don't even know what I'm talking about, do you?
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
You don't even like football.
Well, that's a bold-faced lie.
All you watch is competitive Parcheesi and eat roll mops.
By the way, we're going to the Grey Cup. We're going to the Grey Cup.
Oh, the Lions get over the Grey Cup?
No, Ticats.
It's not.
Not sure who we're playing. The game, I think, is the game to determine who's going from the West. I think is still going on right now.
Oh, who's in the shenanigans?
Bombers and Riders.
Oh, I mean, it's been a while since the Bombers got there.
Banjo battle.
Might be time for the Bombers.
Bombers have had a really good season, so it's hard to see them not make it. They've been the best team all year.
Current score 10-7 for the Rough Riders.
Low scoring affair.
In the quarter of the third, 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Thank you, Google.
Well, that is a very low scoring game actually by CFL standards. Arno Adracor all over the back end of Ariel Zatoni after we gave you the football. Now we're back to the racing.
I mean, that's not even fair. You didn't even play like a real team. That's not fair. What do you do? All proud.
Actually, we got basically cheat. We got the league tried to cheat real hard for the Argos to make the Grey Cup actually. So the deal is the Argos had like 6 players violate COVID protocols by going to a Raptors game.
Nice.
And they were supposed to be benched, like they're supposed to be, suspended. Basically, they didn't suspend them. So that's the big hubbub in the CFL right now. It was including in that group the starting quarterback Bethel McLeod Thompson.
Very nice.
Or McLeod Bethel Thompson. Pardon me. I always want to say that his first name is Bethel because the idea that someone's first name is McLeod is very weird.
It's McLeod of the clan McLeod. What? How the fuck did we teabag the shit out of the Eskimos and then lose to the Stampeders? What the fuck?
Well, because it's the Eskimos aren't a team. It's the Elks.
Oh, are they the Elks now?
They are the Elks, the Edmonton Elks.
When did that change?
This season.
Oh, that newsletter did not reach my desk.
Sort of a Redskins scenario where this is an inappropriate name, and to be honest, it was an inappropriate name, not even for like cultural appropriation reasons, but just because Edmonton's not in Inuit territory. They are not Eskimos.
You're not regionally allowed to have that name, and also as I've been told my whole life, that Eskimo actually does mean something bad.
Okay.
Like it means eaters of raw meat or something like that.
Okay.
So
Let's just say, let me just put it this way. Even if it wasn't a bad word, it just never really made any sense.
No, yeah.
Like, there was the alliteration, obviously, of Edmonton Eskimos, but...
It is good.
But that was about it, really.
They're going to change their logo and colors.
They did, actually. They changed the logo, not the colors. The logo's pretty cool looking, actually. I like it.
The double E.
No, it's an elk. Actually,
this is not being represented on the Jugal.
Just go like CFL.ca.
I'm not gonna do that. That's too much. I'm just kidding.
That probably is your best bet.
Oh yeah, that is pretty cool. I like the floating antler on the top. Not too bad. Cool. I mean, it could be better. The elk have like an actual like brow tine where you can get fucked up. But that's not on the logo. I feel as though that should be represented. Shout out
to Ariel Zatoni here. He's still hanging on to that third place, refusing to let the, I think, obviously faster car of a Dracor through. Rene Ermer overtaking Mauricio Delgado there. Oh, little contact.
Yeah.
No harm. That's not good policy between the two there.
I'm kind of surprised nobody uses the moose as a fucking name. Hey, Ottawa.
Well, there's the Manitoba moose.
Yeah, but I mean in the CFL. But I mean, hey, fucking Ottawa, get a real name.
Well, the Ottawa thing I'm frustrated because for those unaware, the Ottawa CFL team is called the Red Blacks, and it's
dumb.
It's basically a play on the fact that lumberjacks wear black and red a lot, like, you know, flannel. And the thing is that, okay, they wanted to work the R in because of the Rough Rider heritage and the Renegade heritage. But their logo, it looks like a saw blade.
Yeah.
Why would it not just be like the Rip Saws?
Yeah.
Jesus. There, you got your R, you got your lumber tie-in, and your logo makes sense.
Yeah. That ties back to the Unreal Tournament Ripjack.
Indeed. Arno cuts Lakeome.
A-double.
And Ariel Zatoni will once again retain that positioning as A-double.
We need a little bit better at A-double.
Tobias TH working his way back through the field there, overtaking John Barker. We saw Tobias take a header into the wall earlier. And his car, it doesn't look too messed up, but definitely is showing some damage. John Barker having a pretty solid run there in 7th place, so shout out to John.
Ooh, I'm on
3 wide. Rick Martel, Cole McRae, and Dave Fight. 3 wide, ladies and gentlemen.
Cole's not swole enough.
Well, Cole got Rick out of the deal, so he got one spot, just didn't get the other. Now he wants David Fight.
I'm looking at the Edmonton Elks helmet logo, and I'm very happy with that. They did a good thing there. You put the antlers on the side of the fucking helmet, and you have a cool helmet. Well done. You didn't fuck it up like everybody else fucks it up.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with everything about it, to be honest.
I'm also in favor of the Cleveland, the Cleveland fucking
Guardians.
Guardians, yeah. That logo looks cool as shit. Well done.
Fight made a mistake there, and that's going to cost him a spot to Cole, and it might get Rick through as well. Let's see what Rick can do here. That Lotus is not moving very well right now. I think we saw that Lotus in the wall earlier, so it might be suffering from some significant handling issues.
Correct.
As Rick Martel follows them through Blanchimont on the way to the bus stop chicane.
Michael, can you name the greatest quarterback in Edmonton history?
I mean, probably Warren Moon.
Correct. Played for them for 6 years. They won 5 Grey Cups. Come on.
There hasn't really been a guy since that's really kind of synonymized that. I mean, Ricky Ray, to a certain degree, I guess.
When he was not completely discombobulated and unconscious. He was very good when he was not horribly injured. But oh my God, he was horribly injured.
He was injured quite a bit.
I hope for real that dude does not have significant problems later on.
He probably does, if we're being.
I just really hope that he's a nice guy, from everything I've heard. But man, he got mangled a lot.
Mm-hmm. Arnaud Dracor on the tail of Ariel Zatoni. One of the few Argos I could not boo. Basically, him and Pinball Clemens is about it, really.
Yeah. Ishmael wasn't bad, but he just didn't stick around long. He was like a
I had no problem. It's not that I think the Argos are bad. It's just it takes a significant amount of like nice dude energy to overcome the fact that you play for the Toronto Argos.
Correct. Fuck them guys. Yeah, Dunnigan.
True enough.
But I mean, that's true of every team because Dunnigan played for them all.
Not all of them, but whoa, Glenn.
Uh-oh.
We're going to the center of the earth.
Back some muy caliente.
We're going to the core. We lost Glenn McKee. He's having a good run too. He was up in the top 10 there.
Correct.
Arnaud Dracor still looking at the back of Ariel Zatoni. He's becoming real familiar with the rear end of a Lotus Evora. In the meantime, Jesus Huerta is pulled out to about a 7.5 second lead in the GT4 category. Over this
shit.
train of cars.
I didn't know this, but Warren Moon played up to the year 2000.
He did.
Holy
Seahawks,
fuck.
I do believe, was his last team.
No, he played 97 and 98 for the Seahawks, and then 99 and 2000 for Kansas City. But he only played like 3 games total for them, so one game in 99 and 2 games in 2000.
One of the many Kansas City random quarterbacks.
Yeah, but I mean the year like 98. In 98 for Seattle, he played 10 games and started 10 games.
Yeah, he was a
and
starter
the year
for
before,
Seattle.
he was like, he started almost everything. Wild. The Moon Man.
For the longest time, Kansas City was where the old quarterbacks went to die. Just like
wow.
so, like no, I mean seriously, if you look through
just
there,
because
like
of Joe Montana.
Well, he was one of them. But if you look through like the mid 90s to like the early 2000s, it's like every season, it's like we got some random old quarterback who's not nearly as good as he used to be on this team. It's like it's the retirement home for QBs. I don't know. And now they got Patrick Mahomes,
who is also retired.
David Feit on the tail of Cole McRae, keeping up. Whatever is wrong with that car, he's still able to put lap times in, it looks like. And they've kind of left Rick Martel behind them. Meantime, Royce Rocco still hanging on to second place ahead of Zatoni and Dracor. And then you got the Mercedes of Mark Cadet in there as well. Tobias TH in 6th, John Barker 7th, Kaz Chuck 8th, 9th, Lakshmi, and 10th, Costa. That's your top 10 in the GT4 category. And we are down to... We've lost a couple of cars. Just to recap, Glenn McKee out. We saw him drilling to the center of the earth on a mission. We've also lost Jamie Fordham, as well as James Butler.
The CFL Wikipedia wormhole has led me onto the page of 5'6", 185-pound Henry Lee Gizmo Williams.
Of the Gizmo.
Won himself some championships.
Did.
He's a hell of a guy.
Possibly the greatest return specialist in CFL history.
Correct. Devin Hester, eat your heart out. Currently the head coach for the Jasper Place High School, which is in Edmonton, Alberta.
That makes sense. Top 10 all-time Eskimo, Gizmo Williams.
Oh, hell yeah. Easy peasy. Japanese.
On board with Arnaud Dracor, still trying to find a way past Ariel Zatoni. It's very weird because Spa is not a track that's thought to be difficult to overtake. There's a lot of decent overtaking opportunities here. You've got Lake Home, you've got Rivage, you've got La Frange, you've got Stavelot, the bus stop chicane, La Source. So there's a lot of opportunities, and it could just be me reading into something that's not there, but like it does seem like a Dragcore is a much faster car today than Ariel Zatoni, and he outqualified him significantly, but he has not found a way past. It's not like this is Imola or Zandvoort, which are kind of known as like follow the leader type tracks, not a lot of overtaking opportunities. This is a track that overtaking is definitively possible at, and he has not found a way past. So big credit to Ariel Zatoni for getting that car around and making it as wide as possible.
Might I recommend putting him in the wall?
I mean, that will normally grant you a penalty, but it will get you past. So,
hell yeah.
Tough call. I think, honestly, though, taking a penalty in this series is a huge deal because the points penalty is very large. It's way more than one position, so hard to see when it would be actually worthwhile.
Correct. And now I am on the Hickey Hay Wikipedia page.
Hmm?
Can you tell me the home of the birth?
Oh,
town?
Cole McRae in the wall.
Dang, that's what you get for fucking around. Can you name me the birth town of Mr. Ricky Ray?
I cannot. I'm very bad at
I didn't even really expect you to. I just want to say that it's Happy Camp, California.
Oh, so I don't even know where. I don't even know.
I have no clue. I'm gonna look it up, but I don't know. It's just very funny that there's a place called Happy Camp, and he won 4 Grey Cups. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think 2 with Edmonton, 2 with Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yeah, 2003 and 5 with Edmonton, and 2012 and 2017 with the Argo Sluts. Which I am not slut shaming, I am Argo shaming. There is a difference.
There's a very big difference.
Happy Camp, California is from very north. Like, you might as well live in Oregon. My goodness. The population was 1,190 in the 2010 census.
There you go. They've also caught up to Royce Rocco here, so this is actually now a fight for second place that a Dragcore is in with Ariel Zatoni and with Royce Rocco and with Daniel Marcadet, or was it David or Daniel? I think it was David Marcadet. Just having an insane time here. That is weird because you'd think with all the fighting they're doing that it would have led to a lead for Royce Rocco, but he's not pulled ahead. So very much anyone's fight here, and this is all just playing in the hands of Jesus Huerta, who's now 9 seconds up the road.
Well, if somebody could swing in and grab me 32 nugs with some fries, would be good.
We might have lost Alfonso Alexandre based on that timing data that we're getting, which would put us down to 7 GT 2s.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
I was trying to sort the results here by pit delta because I know Cole McRae enjoyed that I shouted him out last time as the fastest pit stopper at the Hungaroring.
He's real quick on the pits.
But we're getting some weird numbers this time around, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I can say much on the matter. By the way, we have our first pit stopper, Vic Vega, into the pit lane.
Victor Vega.
Ariel Zatoni still on the tail of Royce Rocco. Has a little bit of breathing room back to a Dragcore now as they head through the Radiant Eau Rouge complex. Still one of the most difficult turns to get consistently legal and fast in the racing world right there.
Well, I mean, just get it fast. It's fine. No one's gonna. They don't watch that. No one's paying attention.
Oh, they do. They do.
Oh, it's fine. Ricky Ray retired with a passer rating of 98.4.
Blue flag car up ahead. That is Stefan Bellew. I'm surprised Bellew was not the first one in the pits. His car is very damaged.
Oh God! Oh Lord!
Not sure why he's not in. Rene Ermer.
Rene Ermer. You won't want to get in the pits, bro.
So Bellew getting lapped there. I would assume we're going to see him in the pits soonish.
Wow. Okay. Family history on Gizmo. Williams' family has a history of multiple sclerosis, which killed his mother in December 1969. Gizmo was born in 1962. And when Williams, when he was 6, as well as being the 7th of 10 siblings, and his father died in a house fire in 1970. A Christmas house fire. Oh my goodness.
This man's life is a tragedy.
Yeah, but he went on to become such a goddamn fucking good football player. Like, oh boy. I'm not gonna lie, I may have done some unkind things rather than become a really good football player.
Oh!
Boy.
Royce Rocco very slow there into the bus stop chicane. Ariel Zatoni through, and a heart attack inducing moment there for Arnaud Adracor. Could have gotten through as well, but that was very weird. What happened there? Royce Rocco, if you watch his video, in the comments, let us know what the hell happened there, man, because that was a very slow entry into the bus stop. And it has, for now, relegated him to 3rd place.
Gonna be a dead place. I'm trying to remember the name of the coach who used to play for I believe it was the Eskimos. But like he had such a much longer coaching career in the CFL. And it's not coming to me. I'm looking at like their retired numbers page, and none of these names are right.
Not sure who you're thinking about, to be honest.
I don't either.
Ron Lancaster?
Yeah, there you go.
Or wait, I think he was the Riders.
Yeah, that's probably possible. I might have had that confused. Like, homie won a bunch of...
Oh! Adracor going down the inside. Rocco tried to squeeze him there, and Adracor was just like, no, I'm coming through. I'm giving you the choice. I'm coming through or we're crashing, and he gets the job done. And that's 3rd place.
Ronald Lancaster.
And now he's back on the tail of Ariel Zatoni. Something is wrong with Rocco's car, because now he's losing all kinds of ground to Mark Cadet. There's something up with that car right now. Or maybe some kind of hardware issue he's having on his end. I don't know what. Seriously, Mr. Rocco, if you're watching this video, let us know what is up right here, because there's some weird stuff happening right now with that red BMW.
He's chilling, man. He's listening to the lowrider. He's my friend, and he's just driving along. He's just relaxing. You just leave him alone. God.
I mean, I can leave him alone, but I think he needs the other drivers to leave him alone.
That's probably also true. Yeah, your boy played, Ron Lancaster played for the Saskatchewan Rough Riders for like 15 fucking years, pretty much. And 3 seasons before that with Ottawa.
Retired as the all-time leading CFL passer, which is a record that has been, I think he's still like 3rd in the all-time list.
You're probably not wrong, because I think Ricky Ray's at 60,000 passing yards.
I know Anthony Calvillo overtook him, and Damon Allen. As Mark Day down the inside. No. What did you say about 4th place?
Ricky Ray was at 60,000, so he's 10,000 yards beyond. So maybe he's 4th place. I've found a list of CFL things.
Oh, okay. So maybe Ray is overtaking him. And I just
list of gridiron football quarterbacks passing statistics. Is this CFL or this is NFL? Fuck. It's mixture. That's kind of interesting. So all-time outdoor professional quarterbacks passing statistics. Updated through current season, minimum 40,000 yards passing, bold highlights denotes active player. So Tom Brady's leading the world.
Yeah.
With 82,000, it might as well be 83,000, which is 3 games beyond Drew Brees, let's be honest. Because Drew Brees could just go out there and have a 5,000 yard passing game. That's fine. Third on the list is Anthony Calvillo. Then Damon Allen, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Warren Moon, Henry Burris, Philippe Rivers, Roethlisberger, Marino, Ricky Ray, Matt Ryan, Flutie, Manning.
Oh, Bertrand Barrier in the wall, and his car is destroyed.
So
that is not going to be pleasant to try to get back to the pit lane.
Ron Lancaster is all-time North American gridiron football passing 20th.
Okay.
But I'm trying to... He's probably 5th in the CFL?
Well, Calvillo, Allen, Burris, and Ray
are we counting Warren Moon or not?
Well, Warren Moon there is NFL and CFL. I think his CFL numbers are not higher.
So I'm just going for CFL. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Flutie counts, yay or nay?
I imagine Flutie's CFL numbers make up most of his because he had what, 1 full season as the Bills starter?
Something. He never got a full season as anybody started except the CFL.
Oh wait, you know what? Ironically, actually, he did. He was Drew Brees was his understudy to Flutie in his first season.
Oh shit.
So actually, the Chargers did give him a full season as starter.
I find that hard to believe.
And then they went to Drew Brees.
You're not wrong. Yeah,
he was a Pro Bowler.
He
was a Pro Bowler that season, which actually led to so during the pandemic, in the desperation to put sporting stuff on TV, TSN started putting on like the old Pro Bowl like skill challenges. And there was one season. So the challenge was it was a scrambling challenge. It was basically throwing on the lead. Martin Edmonds, by the way, catching up to Michael Magas here. It was you had to go scramble and hit targets. So it was a running accuracy challenge basically. And Jeff Garcia of the then of the San Francisco 49ers finishes up his run in first place, and he goes and stands beside Doug Flutie, who's in second place. And the camera goes up to him. Jeff Garcia goes, CFL representing, and Flutie just nods.
Hell yeah. So Ron Lancaster is 8th. Behind Kevin Glenn and Danny McManus.
Okay. Another car off. That is. I was gonna say that could be Zatoni, and then it went to an identical livery, and it is Zatoni. So it is Ariel Zatoni dropping down the order. So that's heartbreak for Ariel. He was looking like he might be in for like a podium fight here, and I mean, still a lot of time left. Over 50 minutes in this race. A couple other pit stops have happened in the meantime. Bellew, Martel, and Tobias TH have all been in. Not sure if Barrier is still running. Looks like we might have lost Barrier. We might be down to 6 GT2s. So, to the GT2 guys, finish the race at all costs. You're in for a big points haul. Right on board with Arjun Lakshmi, who is running behind Magic Kaszczuk up ahead of him.
Ron Lancaster has outthrown the following notable people.
Okay.
Matt Stafford, Fran Tarkington, Carson Palmer, Vinny Testaverde, Jim Kelly, Drew Bledsoe, Matt Dunnigan, Jeff Garcia, Dan Fouts, Joe Flacco, Kerry Collins, Joe Montana, Tracy Ham, and Johnny motherfucking Unitas. Try and keep up.
That's some esteemed company right there.
Call me if you get lost. Try and keep up.
And Kaszczuk hanging on against Arjun for the time being. 2 hardest names on the grid to pronounce, racing each other. Fantastic. Ricardo Costa in behind them, as well as Dave Feit, Cole McRae, Michael Magas, Martin Edmonds, and then it's the pit stoppers. Mauricio Delgado is the first of the GT2s to pit. Approaching the halfway point here, so we should have a rush to the pit lane here shortly, I would think. If people want to play the optimum tire management game.
Correct.
Arjun Lakshmi. Oh, whoa, really getting shown to the edge there is Martin Edmonds battles with Michael Magas. Admin fight!
Hell yeah, put him in the wall. Wait, what?
Saw Martin versus John Barker earlier, and now he's up against his other lieutenant, Michael Magas. Max Simmons running in behind Roman Barthez. This could be interesting. Could the camera stick with this for a while? Because, I mean...
Nope.
We've been through this for a while, that Max Simmons and Roman Barthez are two of the most magnets for action that you're ever going to see.
Electrifying.
And you're putting them together on the track. I suspect we might see a thing or two or 900.
Correct.
On board with Max Simmons, sporting the Hello Kitty colors. Trying to go around the outside of No Name. Looks like he might have got it done, actually. He might have gotten around the outside of No Name. That's a beautiful pass. We'll see if Barthez can strike back into Pouillon. And doesn't look like at the moment he can. Further back, it's Magic Kazchuk, who has lost a spot to Arjun Lakshmi. Now that's also Rene Ermer in the picture there. That'd be a lapping car. So, blue flag scenario. So it looks like maybe Arjun capitalized on the blue flags to get through and overtake Magic Kazchuk.
I demand that all things be turned into hopscotch and that the hydraulics be equipped to satisfy my desires.
Feels like something that probably happens at a World Rallycross event. They always have weird stuff going on in between the races.
Absolutely flying off of the hill behind the slow guy. Whee! You got past. How? Vertically.
Vertically. Went over you. If you've not checked out World Rallycross or just Rallycross in general, I highly recommend it. It's a heat racing system. You don't have to take a lot of time to watch their events. It's action packed. There's a lot of physicality, and it's pretty interesting.
Great.
And you'll see all kinds of like various discipline drivers, DTM drivers, Formula One drivers have been in there. Rally drivers, of course, being a big deal. It's a sport absolutely dominated by Scandinavians. As Magic Kazchuk finds an alternate route through the bus stop chicane there.
If you want to win, you get a fin.
As Tobias TH now catching up with Michael Magas. Magas has lost out to Edmonds, and now perhaps the fastest car out there, at least in the GT4 category, is up on his up on his butt.
Dead booty.
Tobias is back here due to some earlier contact and an early pit stop. We'll see how his tires hold up as the race continues. I'll be asking a fair bit of them. Oh, Magas finding that alternate pathway through the bus stop chicane.
That's the new meta. That's how you pass on that corner.
Wait for the other guy to make a mistake.
Yes,
solid plan.
I got a quarterback both of you and I can agree on as being one of the greatest of all time.
All right.
Danny McManus.
Oh, Danny Mac, the man who scored the most amusing touchdown I've ever seen in my life.
What that is.
So I was at the Ivor Wynne Stadium before it was Tim Hortons field. He was playing for the Hamilton Ticats at this point. It was against the Montreal Alouettes. And for those who are unaware, Danny McManus is a spectacularly unathletic looking quarterback.
I would like to point out the fact that I'm so old I didn't know that it wasn't Ivor Wynne anymore.
It is now Tim Hortons. They ripped down Ivor Wynne, rebuilt on the same spot. Fuck. And now it's Tim Hortons.
Well, I mean, at least it's still there.
We call it the Donut Bowl. That's
pretty cool. Is the touchdown to the end zone known as the donut hole?
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
So Danny Mac is a spectacularly rotund by the standards of a quarterback player.
You're just gonna say that, all right?
And so in football, there's something called a naked bootleg, where the quarterback just takes off with the ball, and usually you see it from like fast, athletic, agile quarterbacks. Basically everything Danny McManus is not. Yeah. And they did the play action, and then he went in the naked bootleg, And Swift Birch, which is an awesome name, was the defensive end at the time for the Montreal Alouettes. And he got off, he beat his blocker. Probably would have Cole McRae in the wall again. Probably would have easily stopped Danny McManus from scoring, except I swear that he did not understand what he was watching as Danny McManus waddles into the end zone for the touchdown.
Hell yeah.
Because he just stops. He stops. He does not tackle Danny McManus. I would bet you a lot of money that he absolutely could have tackled Danny McManus. But it was like he stopped and went, oh man, someone spiked my brownies or something, because this I don't know what I'm seeing.
But yeah, Mr. Daniel McManus-Dean won a Grey Cup for my team, and also some weird like high school thing called the Tiger Cats.
Also one of the more amusing Ivor Wind play calls from the announcer guy. Danny McManus hands off the ball, running back runs it into the end zone. Nothing spectacular about the play, but one of the defenders had actually broken into the backfield, and Danny McManus blocked the shit out of him. And the commentator is like, I don't remember who scored the touchdown now. I don't remember. I apologize. Probably Troy Davis.
Probably.
It's about the right time. Troy Davis with the touchdown. Danny McManus with the block.
Yeah, buddy. One of Henry Burris's page now. He never played for the Lions. I'm a little confused. I really thought he did.
It is one of the few teams that he did not play for.
Smiling Hank. What up? You didn't like the West Coast? I see how it is.
Kevin Glenn, I think, is the only player in recent memory who's actually played for every team.
Mm-hmm.
Either at the very least on the be it regular season or preseason.
Your boy Smiling Hank, currently the Chicago Bears offensive quality control coach. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Martin Edmonds has done his pit stop and rejoins the fray. We are seeing that pit stop rush right now. John Barker's been in. Ricardo Costa's been in. Cole McRae's been in. We've seen race leader Henrik Andersen has been in. Mark Caday's been in. Atraccor's been in. So about 50-50 at this point. Still a fair number of people at pit, but as we pick up Cole McRae rejoining the fray. And that is Ariel Zatoni heading down the pit lane, followed by his... No, wait, that's Rene Ermer behind him. I was going to say, I thought the identical liveried Arjun Lakshmi car was coming in, but that was not the case.
Correct. You know, as wildly famous as Matt Dunnigan is in the Canadian football circles, his career was incredibly short.
Yeah, that's because he played quarterback like a linebacker.
Correct. That man was a tank.
And was a tank, and not that big.
No, but he's still, where is he? He's 27th in the top 34 of North American football passings.
Mm-hmm.
That's, he played, 11 years? Let me see here. 83 to 96. He played, 13 years.
13 years, but a lot of that was spent on the DL.
Yeah.
Had something like 20 concussions.
And still won 2 fucking Grey Cups.
Boyce Rocco rejoins the festivities on the pit lane.
What a fucking G.
See if Tobias TH can overtake him here on the run down to Lacombe and the Kemmel Straight. Oh, easily. Not even close. Drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Rene Ermer. He was in the fight for the podium. That's going to be disappointing for him.
In 2006, on a dare from his family, Dunnigan auditioned for the position as host of a barbecue TV series, Road Grill, which premiered in 2008 with him as host. He also became a cookbook author using recipes based on the show.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the illustrious cooking career of Mr. Dunnigan.
I did not know the man even knew about food.
Even pimped out some grills in his day.
Nice.
Ricardo Costa back into the top 10.
Coaching career, not good.
No, 1 year in Calgary, if I recall correctly, and they were not a very good team when he got there. In fairness, but
they went 4-14.
He did not make them much better.
Correct.
They were in a downturn after the quarterback factory of Wally Buono finally dried up.
Buono.
As of course, those who are unaware, Doug Flutie, Jeff Garcia, Dave Dickinson, Henry Burris. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yes,
that's pretty good.
That Jeff Garcia.
Yes. And then Marcus Crandall and Ben Sankey were supposed to be the extension of that. And Crandall had a pretty decent career, but Sankey, not so much.
Give him the Sankey leg.
Henrik Andersen takes back second place as Luciano Echazo rejoins from the pit lane. Max Simmons still out there. Surprise to fucking surprise. Arjun Lakshmi and Magic Kashchuk, your last three.
Correct.
And it looks like, based on the gap, that Arjun has come in for his pit stop. He's in the pit lane now. David Mark Cadet up onto the podium. Probably in second place, actually, because Kashchuk still has to pit. And Mark Cadet will easily overtake him. So Jesus Huerta, reasonably good lead. Mark Cadet second, Drakor third. The big loser out on the pit stops, though, Hoist Rocco, who has dropped behind Tobias TH. And probably will still overtake Kashchuk when he comes in.
Correct. Sir, can you name the winningest coach of CFL history?
Winningest in terms of win percentage or winningest in terms of number of wins?
Number of wins.
Probably Wally Buono.
You are not in any way incorrect. Pasquale Wally Buono.
Winning percentage, I think, is Don Matthews.
No.
Oh, really?
It's from the 60s, so Bud Grant.
Okay.
So, but you're not fucking far off. So, Don Matthews, hold on. Bud Grant, winning percentage of 6.644. Wally...
Whoa! Cole McRae has discovered suborbital flight.
Boy, we're going home. My people need me.
I think he's stuck halfway between the people my people need me, because your people needed you, but they left you up in the atmosphere to just spin around.
Your boy listening to Bullet the Blue Sky, as covered by Sepultura.
Oh, indeed.
So Bud Grant, winning percentage of 0.644. Don Matthews, winning percentage of 0.634.
There you go.
And Wally Buono, winning percentage of 0.63. So not only did he win all the games, but he won a vast majority thereof. Like, it's real close.
Oh yeah, Wally Buono's teams were at the top.
Only had 3 ties. That's wild.
Football's pretty rare for ties.
Well, it's just kind of interesting. Like,
looks like we might have lost David Fite from the race. Might be our first GT3 retirement or GT4 retirement. Cole McRae also out.
I'm an idiot. I can't do math. Take all of those statistics and bump them down 1, because there is a man. There's a man who has won over 70% of his games. And that man is John Huffnagel.
Oh, the Huff.
0.712%.
Also Calgary head coach.
Yep. Your boy the Huff won a shit ton of games.
He did. Second coming of the Calgary quarterback factory, basically.
Gonna be Huffnagel and paint fumes.
Giano Echazo on the tail of Andersen. Andersen must have had a rough pit stop or something, because he was quite a ways ahead before. I do have the deltas here. Yeah, about Echazo's pit delta 105.928. Andersen's 116.585. So we're talking about 11-second differential there. So pretty big.
Oh shit! According to also this list, Dave Ritchie not in the Hall of Fame.
So I am going to, as we have contact between John Barcadero and Magic Kazchuk.
Juanito, why?
The two Brits getting physical with one another.
Juanito and the Magic Cabbage Truck. Why have you done this?
Which is a shame for Kazchuk because he just pitted. By the way, Max Simmons still yet to pit. So I'm going to exclude the guys who I suspect may have just served drive-through penalties here, because there's a couple like really small deltas, like really small, that make me think that they are not actually pit stoppers. And go with our fastest pit stopper for today's race is... it doesn't let me sort them, unfortunately, so I'm having to check it. Your winner on the pit stop, Ariel Zatoni, 1 minute 9:48. That's about 4 seconds faster than anyone else.
Shit.
So that man's pit crew needs a raise.
Correct.
I'm not going to bother saying who the slowest is, because I assume the slowest is because they had, like, you know, massive damage to fix. And in fact, I can confirm that we did see the guy who had the slowest pit stop take a massive header into the wall. So that is they rebuilt his car. I don't think he can complain.
Is that what? Does that mean what I think it does? That can't be right. I think I'm reading the statistic page incorrectly. So, according to the statistic page, for Wally Bueno as a player in Montreal, somehow or other managed to throw for 5,240 yards on the season and end up with -5 yards? I'm obviously either somebody made this table wrong, or I'm reading it wrong, or...
An interesting stat for you from the CFL, I was looking up Terry Vaughn the other day. Terry Vaughn has a 50-plus yard average punt.
Oh, shit.
For his career. He punted once for 52 yards.
Correct. I am reading this wrong. I didn't read all the headers. So the -5 was for interceptions. I don't know. Like, he threw 2 interceptions and ended up with -5.
Ricardo Costa trying to follow Martin Edmonds. So another battle of the admins. This time it's TUGAS admin Ricardo Costa versus Martin Edmonds, ESR admin. So a lot of admin fights today. We saw Edmonds versus his 2 lieutenants, and now we're seeing him versus Ricardo Costa. Now I would say we need to see him against Luciano Achazo, but unfortunately Achazo is in a different class of car. Speaking of which, there is Achazo lapping Michael Magas.
Correct.
Still running in 3rd place, trying to keep up with Andresen, which is realistically that's actually 2nd place, because we still have race leader Max Simmons yet to pit. Max at this. I'm gonna watch that gap, and I swear it's probably closing, because his tires cannot be happy right now.
Well, I'm pretty happy.
In fact, the gap does appear to be closing, although it's stretching out again now. Problem with a 40-plus second gap is it really is kind of dependent on just where on the track you are. It's not going to be super accurate, is I guess what I'm getting at. We'll have a look. If I could guarantee the camera was going to stick on it, I'd actually crack out the numbers there as they lap the Mercedes of Vic Vega. I would not be particularly happy with Vega here if I was Luciano Achazo. Kind of got cut off a little bit there. Not the courteous of blue flag driving there from the Mercedes driver. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big defender of the blue flaggers' rights, because things get messy. I think Simmons is finally in the pit lane. That gap is shrinking at a rapid rate, which suggests that he is in the pit lane.
Excellent.
So Andreasen and Achazo will both overtake him. Might come out in 3rd place. I could see that. probably will, actually. Probably will come out ahead of Romain Barthez.
But right behind Martin Simmons.
No. Definitely should come out ahead of Irmer and Delgado. They're quite a ways back. So Andresen takes the lead back.
Here's an additional fact about your boy Bud Grant.
Somebody in the wall. Ricardo Costa in the wall. Oh no.
The only coach I can find documentation on to have won a Grey Cup and a Super Bowl.
I believe you are correct. At the very least, from a head coaching standpoint.
Yeah.
Might be someone who picked up a Super Bowl as a assistant coach.
Could be, yeah.
Grey Cup as a head coach.
One with the Blue Bombers and with the Vikings.
There's not been too many people in my lifetime who've been head coaches in both leagues, to be honest.
Correct.
In fact, I'm struggling to think of any.
That would be Bill Belichick.
I can think of one. Mike Sherman, Green Bay Packers and Montreal Alouettes head coach.
Oh, okay.
Martin Edmonds off the track. Martin, what are you doing?
Drinking.
It's a weird place to go off the track. That's off of Pouillon.
It's all hopped up on the juice.
It's a very weird spot to have a spin. Max Simmons has indeed rejoined in third place. Quite a bit clear, actually. It was not even close. I thought it would be closer than 20 seconds, but that is what it is. It looks like we have now lost Magic Kazchuk from the race today. Michael Magas running in 12th place, catching up to Ricardo Costa. TUGAS admin versus ESR admin. And behind them, that is Max Simmons coming through to lap. There you go. Gets clear through Blanchiment.
The white what?
This is turn name, Blanchiment. And then into the bus stop. Costa lost a lot of ground there, obeying the blue flag. I wonder what's up with that. Magas is now all over the back of him, and Vic Vega not too far ahead. Vega is the end of the top 10. Not sure who that is ahead of them. It's a Lotus that appears to be struggling a fair bit. Magas versus Costa as they head towards Eau Rouge.
Let's see.
Luciano Chazo still fighting for the race win here, 7/10 back. The Hungaroring winner would like to go 2 for 2. We ride on board with Michael Magas. Looking down the inside into Lake Home of Ricardo Costa.
Which everybody knows is French for the brush.
And he gets the job done. That is 10th place for Magas. Oh, I think that was Martin Edmonds that we were seeing struggling earlier. He's fallen way down the order, down to 19th place behind Rick Martel.
Is that because he is drunk?
If I recall correctly, I'm not 100% sure that I do. He damaged the car at some point and said the car was virtually undrivable. I do believe he drags it around to the finish, though, which, you know, as an admin, you got to do. That is Rick Martel off the track. So, problems for Rick. By the way, if we haven't said it, welcome back, Rick Martel.
I feel this calls for a mean machine. 1-0 for the mean machine. 1-0.
No!
Rick Martel, the most attractive man that has ever raced. End of story.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ever goes away again, I'll find you. And I'm gonna hang you up by your toenails.
Ooh. It's an interesting threat. 24 minutes to go. Quick positional recap. Only 6 GT2s still running. It is Henrik Andreasen in first place, followed by Luciano Chasso, Max Simmons, Roman Barthez, Rene Irmer, and Mauricio Delgado. Fight on for the win there between Andreas and Chazo, and then Delgado is still dangerous to Irmer. We'll see how that plays out. In the GT4 category, Jesus Huerta leads the way from David Marcaday, Arno Adracor, Ariel Zatoni in fourth, Tobias TH in fifth, despite destroying his car at one point. Royce Rocco in sixth, seventh for Arjun Lakshmi, eighth for John Barker, ninth for Vic Vega, and 10th for Michael Magas.
Michael, I have an additional football hypothetical question to ask you.
Sure.
If Drew Brees had not fucking wasted all of that time on the San Diego Chargers, would his passing all-time record be untouchable 4 years to come?
Probably not. He wasn't on the Chargers for that.
He was there for 5 years.
Actually. That's not that long.
But it's the Chargers, which means
given how long his career was. Yeah, but like 3 of those years were really good, actually.
I'm gonna look this up.
I think so. I recall him putting up some good numbers in there.
San Diego, he got to have a full season once, and he put up 3,200 yards. Yeah, like his first season there, he put up 221 yards because he played one fucking game.
Yeah, he's backing up Doug Flutie.
That's true. I mean,
it's not a bad idea, to be honest, having a rookie study at the knee, so to speak.
Oh, 100%. I'm down for that entirely. But yeah, I guess so. But I mean, every season, he didn't dip down below San Diego numbers until the very end of his career.
Oh yeah, he did way better. I mean, for one, keep in mind, he was a failure. Luciano!
No!
Spins it around.
No.
Coming out of Blanchimont. And I think Henrik Andreasen is now into the just don't make a mistake and you probably got this mode.
The Norwegian sensation.
Well, he was actually a failure in San Diego.
Of course, because they're San Diego and they fail.
No, I mean, he really didn't find himself. He didn't. Ironically, it was the season they drafted Phillip Rivers to be his replacement that Drew Brees, still on contract, was like, I'm gonna piss in your Wheaties, and went out there and actually had a really good season.
It's tangy taint time, and you're gonna find out how it tastes.
He had his Jens Pulver moment.
I'm gonna piss this man's Wheaties. I am glad that Drew Brees did not end up like Dan Marino. That man got his title.
Mm-hmm. They say that a quarterback can be judged by their rings. I very much disagree.
I disagree to some extent. It's on a case-by-case basis.
Because some of the greatest quarterbacks have no rings, and some really
Dan Marino, no rings. Holy shit! What the fuck?
There are some not terribly great quarterbacks that have multiple rings.
Yeah. Like Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is a really good quarterback. just not someone who I co-sign on as a person.
That is correct. I think Matt Ryan needs a ring.
And to be clear, I have no problem with Rodgers talking about like alternative ways to deal with COVID. I think it's not an unworthwhile conversation. Mm-hmm. But when you're asked, "Are you vaccinated?" and you respond yes, and then it becomes clear that you're not vaccinated, you did lie. And trying to claim counter to that is just further a lie.
Correct. I would like
Arjun Lakshmi exploring some of the areas there off the bus stop.
I would like Matty Ice to get himself a title.
It's not happening.
Not in Atlanta. I mean,
not as a starter. I mean, if he wants to just like kind of go ring chasing as a backup, yeah, sure. But
I think he can get it done. He just needs a Kurt Warner situation. He needs at least 2 weapons on both sides, and then he can get the job done. It's just that it's Atlanta. Atlanta's cursed.
I just don't think at this point Matt Ryan is that good of a quarterback. It's mostly just age.
Well, what about that young, hot, whippersnapper rookie Matthew Stafford? Who's currently tearing the butthole out of everybody.
Stafford's always been good, and I say this as a fucking Packers fan, and I'm talking about a Detroit Lion here. Stafford was always a good QB. It's just the team was bad. Like, his numbers year after year are good.
100%.
And people will say, well, he's throwing the ball a lot, garbage time yards. I'm like, every game I've ever seen of Matt Stafford's, and admittedly I don't watch the Lions.
Who does?
As a habit.
Why would you want to?
But every game I've ever seen, every time the Packers played the Lions or whatever, Stafford did a good job.
I'm going to interrupt you.
His team just failed.
The fact that young whippersnapper Michael Magas is on screen right now.
He is currently running in 10th place, catching up with Vic Vega, 2.3 seconds back now. We'll see if he can pry that 9th place away from the Danish driver.
Pull it right out of his pee hole.
Arnaud Dracor running in 3rd place. I believe he will become the new GT4 championship leader as it stands. Let me just pull up my notes here, numbers.
I would like to state, as the final word on Matthew Stafford, is he brought the Detroit Lions into the postseason 3 times. That's all you need to say.
Jesus Huerta, who was 2nd place coming into today, is winning the race. So he actually would be the new GT4 championship leader in the absence of the current leader, Pedro Magalhães.
Good old Jesus. Further hypothetical football situation.
I actually really like that livery. It's one of those ones that, like, when it's standing still, doesn't look all that great, but when you look on it on track, it actually looks very nice.
Which one's that?
It is the red, white, and blue BMW there. Yeah, that one there.
Yeah, it makes me want one of those popsicles, like the rocket ship popsicles.
Oh, the rocket ship popsicles! Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I am very food motivated. Michael, I'm going to throw another hypothetical football situation at you because I can't stop myself, and I'm sure the people at home don't want to hear anymore, but I don't care.
Well, the grid's a little bit spaced out right now, so we're kind of in that eating. We're in that time killing mode. The closest battle is literally what you see right there: Dracor back to Zatoni.
So your boy Archie Manning, whipping boy of the entire NFL, yet still great and beloved. Spawns Peyton and Eli, who hold 2 Super Bowls between each of them, 4 total. Eli, I would say, would be the better quarterback based on the fact that he did it with the fucking Giants against the Patriots.
Oh no! I mean, in the big game, there's a solid chance that you take Eli over Peyton, but Peyton was the better quarterback on over the course of a season.
Yeah, fine. But I think
I think Peyton's problem in a nutshell is that the Colts, during his entire time in Indianapolis, that man had no defense.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect to Dwight Freeney, who is a premier pass rusher. But the rest of that defense, hot crap.
Correct. So I'm going to give the edge to Eli because New York. And not because New York, but because New York bad. New York bad at everything. New York sucks. Unless you spend way too much money and then you're just New York buying a title. So you got Archie Manning, you got Peyton and Eli, and they're both like Super Bowl destroying superhumans and pissed all over Tom Brady. And then there's this young, hot Arch Manning who is coming up, who is the son of the other Manning who had the spinal stenosis. If I'm remembering all of this correctly?
I believe you are correct.
The one that, like, the other brother that was supposed to be better than both Eli and Peyton, but, like, physicality being what it is, you just can't, you can't fight medical science unless, of course, you can, which is down the line. So, how much pressure's on this kid?
Oh, somebody in the wall there.
A lot of hay bale.
We didn't get a name, and I didn't really see a car. I just saw a big pile of spokes.
I need the name tags to flash up a lot quicker.
I'm looking for somebody who is dropping down the order, but I'm not.
I don't think so. It must be somebody towards
anybody.
The back that.
Yeah, maybe Stefan Bellew.
It's probably Cole again, that drunk.
Well, Cole's out. Cole's off somewhere in the atmosphere, spinning around like a top.
Oh, yeah. It's probably your boy Bellew.
I think Bellew is the only one that really is making sense.
Probably that Martin Edmonds crazy.
Actually, it could be Mauricio.
Could be.
Because Mauricio's gone from being 6 seconds behind Rene Ermer to 23 seconds behind Rene Ermer. And the gap is still growing.
Correct.
So I think it might have been Mauricio.
So, back to my question of the hypothetical lineage. How much pressure's on this kid to, like, even do anything in the NFL?
Quite a bit. I mean, there's a reason that second-generation stars tend to...
But they all we're talking about third generation now. Like,
well, I mean, like second, third, etc. Like anyone having a famous name, and we've talked about this in the Discord server about Mick Schumacher, the current Formula One driver. Having the name it brings attention to you that may not have otherwise been there. Because, like, we were hearing about Mick Schumacher, for example, long before he'd actually achieved anything in the world of motorsport, of note. But at the same time, he's a guy who is now in F1 on merit and is considered to be a complete failure. So it's a very double-edged sword in the sense of, like, it opens doors that would not have necessarily been open to you at the time, but it also means the expectations are so huge. Ralf Schumacher is another great example of that, because you talk to a lot of Formula One fans, and Ralf Schumacher gets bandied around as like this terrible driver, this horribly disappointing driver. This is a guy who won multiple races, was a championship contender for like 2 seasons, and helped rebuild Williams from the ashes, and really was one of the more successful Toyota drivers. And he is a failure because Michael is his brother. Ariel Zatoni all over the back end of Arno at track course, so they're battling again. We saw a lot of this with Zatoni in front of a track core. Now we're getting to see the reverse, and they're also catching up to second place car David Marcadet. So this could be interesting down towards the end. I was saying earlier that things seem kind of settled. Things are heating up again. We got this battle. Further back, we got Mike Magas now 1.1 seconds behind Vic Vega. That's pretty interesting. Luciano Echazo, after he spun, I thought was done as far as the victory was concerned, but he's pulled that back into just slightly over 3 seconds. So that is still going as well. So we got some play going on here. Not everything is settled, and there's still 11 minutes to go in the race.
Correct. I found the Manning family tree on Wikipedia. That should say some stuff right there, that there is a Manning family tree right now.
It's probably about the only NFL family that has a family tree, if we're being completely honest.
So Archie had 3 sons, Peyton, Eli, and Cooper. Cooper was the first son. And he was the one that had the spinal stenosis, I believe.
I believe you are correct, yes.
And had 3 childs. May Hyde, H-E-I-D. Very Germanic, yeah. And Arch. Arch is the one that's the football player. Peyton has 2 sons, Marshall and Mosley. Eli has 4 kids, holy shit. One of them born a couple of years ago. Goddamn, Eli fucking like a motherfucker. Get him. Arch is a 5-star recruit on everybody's goddamn, like, everybody's hyping this guy up. I feel kind of bad.
Ariel's and Tony going side by side in Eau Rouge.
Didn't get there.
He backed out of it. That was probably the better discretion of the better part of valor there. Going side by side through Eau Rouge is dangerous as shit.
Lord have mercy.
But a Dracor and Zatoni live to fight another day, and they are getting even closer to Mark Cadet. Again, we're seeing this again because we saw this with Royce Rocco earlier in the race when they were catching him. They are, even with them fighting and slowing each other down, they are eating into Mark Cadet at this point, who is only 0.8 of a second up the road now. This is going to be very interesting down the stretch here. Jesus Huerta way out ahead. Luciano Chazo's closed that gap down. I said it was 3.5 seconds. Now it's down to 2.7. So he's closing down Henrik Andreasen. Now, mind you, not a lot of time to do it here. This is a north of 2-minute lap, so we're talking for maybe 5 laps left. So time is running down, but it is still very interesting. Magas is within a second of Vega now. So we got that fight. So we got basically 3 fights kind of dominating our attention right now. The battle for the GT2 win and overall win. The battle for GT4 second, third, and fourth. And the battle for 9th in GT4 as well.
I agree with all of those things. It's that young knockout kid, Mikhail Magas.
Indeed,
or as they call him
in
Mexico, Miguel Magus. See, Senor Magus?
Mm-hmm.
See.
I was trying to figure out who Mark Cadet was on Race App because I'm not seeing the name anywhere. I am assuming he's Fly Dundee. Because it's a Mercedes driver with a French flag beside his name. That I think by process of elimination is David Mark Cadet. Michael Magas looking down the inside into Lake Combe. Too far back though.
If David was really, really into astronomy, would we be calling him the Space Cadet?
We could do that regardless if he's into it.
Perhaps he fly up into the sky. We call him the Space Cadet.
I mean, that right now is Cole McRae, but we got Cole McRae up in space or up in the sub-atmosphere, and we've got Glenn McKee still drilling towards the center of the Earth right now. I would like to get back to the Zatoni-Adrakor fight because they are within 0.2 of a second of each other. There we go. That's what I want to see. Lotus v BMW. Trying to decide on my livery for the upcoming 3D Speed Series. There's the Golf-looking Audi, which I assume would get your vote. I would imagine.
I love gold.
But I'm also considering the BioCircle livery. Because it's green.
I do love green.
It's green, white, and black.
Did I tell you I ordered some new shirts? And I tried to order 3 different shades of green, and 2 of them showed up in my favorite color, and I'm still mad. Like 2 of them showed up in my favorite, like dark kind of forest shade of green. Oh, that man! Oh, I thought somebody crashed in the wall. But 2 of them showed up as my favorite dark green color, and I'm mad because I didn't get the 3rd different, like olive drab that I wanted. I got a bright neon, like a neon green type thing.
Out of shape moment there for Vic Vega.
David Victor.
Michael Magas might get a run here through Eau Rouge down the Kemmel Straight and into Lake Combe. We'll see. Here they go. The famous Eau Rouge. A little bit of a track cut there by both men.
And as everybody knows, Eau Rouge means very red in Spanish.
The story of the Eau Rouge name is a little bit morbid.
I assume, since it's Formula F19, that it involves everybody dying.
It does involve the fact that there were dead bodies in the river there when they built the track from World War II.
In the words of Korn, dead bodies everywhere.
Yep. I believe it was this track, but it might have been Hockenheim. Thinking about it. There was a bit where Jim Clark came back to the pit lane. It's Ariel Zatoni. Can he get it done? No, he can't. Although actually a Drakor goes off as well. There was a bit when can't remember if it was Jim Clark. That's a Blue Flags moment, so that's not terribly important right there. That's the race leader coming through in the black and white car. And then behind him in the blue and black, that's Luciano Echazo, who's in second place. So important stuff here. It was something to do with Jim Clark. I can't remember if he came back or if he was heading out on track after a driver swap. I think he was heading out on track after a driver swap, and his co-driver said, "Watch out for remains at one of the turns," and he assumed that like a car had crashed, and nope, some dead bodies from World War II had popped up.
Oh boy!
As Luciano Echazo gets around the battling BMW of Arnaud Adracor. That's just a blue flag. Ricardo Costa up ahead. I assume Ricardo will probably get out of the way fairly easily. So Magas did not get the job done against
harsh
Vic Vega as they head through the bus stop chicane. They've got some blue flag traffic in behind them. That is, I believe, Mauricio Delgado. There's not a tremendous amount of variety in the Audi livery, so I'm not 100% sure. But I think that is Mauricio coming up behind him. And then behind Mauricio, that is the GT4 leader, Jesus Huerta. So that'll be another blue flag scenario. As we ride on board with Magas here into the Eau Rouge. And again, a little bit of a track cut there, and a little bit of a track cut there. So once again, both cutting the track, although at different spots. Not going to hold anything against somebody for that kind of thing. Oh, Ariel Zatoni getting side by side into La Source with Arnaud Adracor. By the way, the guy who's loving this right now is Mark Day, because he's getting away in second place. He's like, yes, finally. Oh boy, Ariel Zatoni, all kinds of trouble there, but he saved it. It's damn impressive. Meantime, Mauricio's still caught behind Magas as well as Vega as they battle around Ravage and into No Name. A little bit of a lunge there by a nose clip by Vega. So there goes Mauricio. There goes Mauricio to lap both of them. His ultra high-powered Audi.
Oh, there you go. I found out why Matt Donegan is such a fucking legend in one statistical. Most passing yards in one game.
Yep.
713.
Does also have the most interceptions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you have to. But 713 yards in one game?
Was with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Correct. Number 2 on the list, Danny Barrett, 601 yards. Jeez.
Almost a full game of passing behind. Actually, I mean, it is a full game of passing in some NFL games.
Yeah.
Michael Magas coming up to the bus stop chicane here. Still battling with... Oh, he's going for it!
Get him!
Dive down to the inside! And he has got it!
Get him!
Jesus Huerta almost getting... They almost collect the GT4 winner in that, or leader in that whole scenario. So Magas gets 9th place. 1 lap to go. We'll see how Jesus can navigate this, because it could be complicated when you have a blue flag car coming through in a tight battle. I would hope the camera will stick with this for probably the rest of the run, because there's not a ton of close stuff going on right now. Max Simmons has eaten into Luciano Echazo. That's down to 6 seconds. That's not really enough to be all that interesting. And the fight between Adracor and Zatoni has kind of been put a little bit on hold, as Vic Vega gets lapped by Jesus, who also gets through Mike Magas, and aggressively takes the spot. He says, "Thank you for opening the door, Mr. Huerta," as, oh, Mark Cadet! Oh, okay. They finished the race. I'm like, what? Why is he stopped? No, he's in second place. Okay. Arnaud Adracor in third. All right, Magas, Huerta, and Vic Vega. Once again. Vega is not in this fight. He is a neutral bystander, so to speak. Just trying to get through. And it might be working very much against Mike Magas right now that race leader is there as Hoist Rocco celebrates the 6th place finish. A couple of guys doing some celebratoriness on the Kemmel Straight. I'm not sure that's advisable, gentlemen. You might want to find a safer spot, but okay.
I have so many tabs open of just like football profiles and records and shit.
And I say that it's a bit dangerous to celebrate there because it's a blind corner that they're celebrating at. Someone's going to come over the Eau Rouge hump there and just blast into somebody.
Well, I mean, what's even worse is the deaf corner.
Indeed. Whoa. Big celebrations from, I think that's Ricardo Costa.
You would say that, even though you can't identify your own team colors.
I can.
Oh, wait, those are my team colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yours are the red and white because you're a Stampeders fan?
Oh, no.
Right? Is that Stampeders? Right? Yeah.
Race comes to the end. Hendrik Andreasen, your winner. Luciano Chazo, Max Simmons, Roman Barthez, Rene Armour, and Mauricio Delgado. In the GT4 category, Jesus Huerta winning from David Marcadet, Arnaud Adracor, Ariel Zatoni, Tobias TH, Royce Rocco, Arjun Lakshmi, John Barker, Vic Vega, Michael Magas, Ricardo Costa, Rick Bartel, Martin Edmonds, and Stefan Bellew. We lost from the race Magic Kashchuk, Cole McRae, Dave Veit, Bertrand Barrier, Alfonso Alexandre, Glenn McKee, Jamie Fordham, and James Butler. Good luck to Glenn McKee as he continues to drill to the center of the earth, and good luck to Cole McRae, who is still out in subliminal orbit somewhere.
Correct.
Championship update. Luciano Achazo is your overall leader and GT2 leader with 46 points. He is second in that category is Max Simmons on 34, 27 for Hendrik Andreasen. Mauricio Delgado on 22, 21 for Jamie Fordham. And in the GT4 category, it is Jesus Huerta leading with 44 points from Arnaud Adracor, Ariel Zatoni, Pedro Magalhaes, and David Marcadet. So there you go. And in the team's championship, eSports Racing Argentina still in the lead with 54 points. Maxed Out McRacing Team Audi, aka Mom Team Audi, on 38 points. And Team GTR4, which is, I don't think we mentioned who they are, but that's Bertrand Barrier and David Marcadet on 37 points. A lot of interesting team names this time around. Marty Mart Racing is one that particularly enjoys me, although they're a one-car team because this Martin Heidenreich hasn't shown up for any races.
Heidenreich?
We do have a guy named Heidenreich.
Oh, apparently. My God. That's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing. Anyways, Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
I'm going to start up a GoFundMe to try and get you a cameo for Christmas and your birthday from Bo Levi Mitchell.
I'm sighing so hard, right?